Hi everyone, I'm Jun Chang.
I'm Risha.
Did you know there are two parts to Malaysia, those being East Malaysia and West Malaysia, which makes you wonder, would there be a lack of development between the two halves? If so, how? Which is exactly what this video would like to explore based on our research findings and discussion.
We decided on this topic to the fact that by exploring the lack of development in East Malaysia compared to West Malaysia, with the informational video we could shed light to important socio-economic issues and essentially provide an opportunity to work towards a more inclusive and prosperous nation.
Just to add on to the background of this topic, East Malaysia is significantly less populated and industrialized. They also contain the two states being Sabah and Sarawak, which is separated from mainland peninsula, are also called West Malaysia. A number of variables such as past imbalances, unequal resource distributions, and governance dynamic might be blamed for this difference.
The goal of the research on East Malaysia's lack of development in comparison to West Malaysia is to evaluate the socio-economic factors that contribute to this development gap, to pinpoint the policy and infrastructure issues that impede East Malaysia's equitable development in comparison to West Malaysia, and to raise awareness of the need to address these disparities to promote greater economic growth and social inclusion in both regions.
Hi, I'm Reem, and I'll be explaining the first of our methods of research, which is the online survey conducted through Google Forms. We prepared our questions on the basis of our three objectives. We started by asking participants about their age range, gender, and nationality in order to learn more about their personal characteristics. From there, participants were asked to rank various aspects of Eastern Malaysian development in relation to Western Malaysia's development. They also got to select which factors they believe were primarily responsible for these disparities. Once the survey was ready on the 22nd of February, we shared it within our network, garnering a total of 52 responses over the span of 3 days. The survey team has also shared response charts from our survey, along with screenshots showing how we spread the survey link, offering further proof of everyone's involvement.
Hi, I'm Wildani, and I will continue that aside from the online survey, we also managed to interview 18 students, where 9 of them are from East Malaysia and the other 9 are from the West. And we did this interview to get more insights regarding our topic by asking them 5 questions. The first question given to the participants was, why do they think there's a large gap between the development of West Malaysia compared to East Malaysia? There were various aspects of answers given by the participants. First one, financially, West Malaysia receives more resources, budget, and investments compared to the East, which hinders the development of East Malaysia. Secondly, the geographical landscape of the East, where it is surrounded by dense forests, rivers, and oceans, making it hard to develop any infrastructure. And thirdly, the historical background of East Malaysia, where back then the colonizers focused more on the West due to its resources like ore, which they deemed more valuable than palm oil and rubber. The next question was about policies that they find different in West Malaysia as opposed to East Malaysia, which may have contributed to the large gap in development. Most participants seem to not know any policies, but they mentioned several reasons that may have contributed to this large gap in development. The reasons were fund allocation disparity, federal-state relations, political policies, as well as economic policies. One participant managed to highlight a policy called MA63, which promotes social mobility and jurisdiction empowerment in East Malaysia, which has existed in West Malaysia but has only begun to be implemented in the East. The third question asks about why East Malaysia faces a lot more infrastructure challenges compared to West Malaysia. Based on the answers given by the participants, the main reason East Malaysia faces a lot more infrastructure challenges compared to West Malaysia is because of the topography of that region. Additionally, imbalanced investments and fundings between the West and the East are also one of the reasons. Lastly, political differences and economic disparities are also causing East Malaysia to face more infrastructure issues than the West. The fourth question asks what the government can do to help East Malaysia to achieve economic growth and social inclusion at the level of West Malaysia. Generally, the participants suggested that the government should allocate more funds and attract investments domestically and internationally into East Malaysia. Besides, they indicated that the government should prioritize the development in East Malaysia and come up with strategic plannings that are suitable with the geographical landscape of East Malaysia. Finally, some participants also proposed that the government must invest in education programs that would improve the people's skills regarding technology and telecommunications. The last question asked the participants whether they believe that East Malaysia will achieve this level of economic development in the next 10 years. 12 participants believe that it is possible for East Malaysia to become more developed than before. However, it is impossible to be as developed as the West in the next 10 years, as it would take a lot of time and effort as well as cooperation from all the parties involved before expanding any development in East Malaysia. The other 6 participants felt skeptical of the possibilities that East Malaysia could achieve such development in a decade, as there would be challenges that are needed to be resolved before progressing with any development. And that sums up the interview we did with the students regarding the lack of development in East Malaysia compared to West Malaysia.
Hello, my name is Shamim and I'll be talking about the findings and discussion of our research.
Hello, my name is Farron and I'll be relating our findings and discussions to the philosophical studies that we've chosen for our project.
In Malaysia, the disparities in the development between East and West Malaysia have long been a topic of concern. Today, we delve into the insights gathered from surveys and interviews to understand the root cause and potential solution to the issue. Our online survey highlighted several key findings. While most participants were aware of the development gap, they rated East Malaysia socio-economic lower than that of the West. Infrastructure challenges, particularly in transportation, water, and telecommunications, were identified as the main issues.
I'll be explaining how the findings and discussions from the methodology we've used relates to the philosophical theories we have chosen for our project, which is decolonization. Decolonization is a process by which subordinate territories become sovereign and independent states, referring to the removal of colonial ideologies that aggravate and weaken the soul of the colonized society. Historically, Europeans, mainly British interests, with their heavy investments in capital-intensive dredging machines, dominated the labor-intensive mining industry, which was concentrated in West Malaysia. Malaysia's economic growth during the colonial era overwhelmingly benefited Britain and a very small group of capitalists. The exploitative and extractive nature of colonial economic policy led to huge income and wealth gaps between East and West Malaysia, which reflect the colonially imposed division of labor and the geographical disparities in the location of industries. Post-Merdeka era, serious efforts need to be continued to improve citizens' well-being, reduce huge inequalities, and ensure that growth benefited all.
However, there is an optimism for change. Suggestions from our interviewees included that increased investment in infrastructure, education, and support for the small and medium enterprises. Despite the challenges, there is a collective belief in the potential of East Malaysia to achieve economic parity with the West. With the strategic planning, equitable policies, and sustained investment, the future holds promise for a balanced and more close, inclusive Malaysia.
Next, our group mate Nisha is going to conclude this video.
The development gap between East and West Malaysia is a long-standing concern, with infrastructure challenges and historical disparities playing significant roles. Our final philosophy delves into the theory of decolonization, the process by which subordinate territories gain sovereignty by shedding harmful colonial ideologies. Historically, British dominance in West Malaysia's mining industry has led to substantial economic disparities. Post-Merdeka era underscores the need for efforts to enhance citizen well-being and ensure inclusive growth. Recommendations include increased infrastructure, education, and support for local enterprises to achieve economic parity and create a more inclusive Malaysia. Despite challenges, this study holds optimism for a more balanced and inclusive Malaysia with more strategic and equitable policies. This is all from us today, and we hope you have found this informative. Thank you.